Well, Justin, Stu was so offended by you that he left.
Good.
He's
I'd
gone.
say good riddance.
He's gone.
Get this Mavs fan out of here.
Whoa,
sorry.
hold on. You've gone too far.
I know.
I'm going to make sure that your bosses see this episode, okay? All right. So I want to talk to you, since you're here, I want to talk to you about, you guys have been doing a lot of work. I know last time we talked, I think, we had talked about the Heartland Institute. They had released a poll, what was this, late 2023, showing that in the 2020 general election, more than 1 in 5 mail-in voters admitted to voting illegally. And I know that correct me if I'm wrong, but I recall when we talked about it, it was like, sometimes it wasn't like they didn't realize that they were doing something wrong. They were like, yeah, sure, I'll sign it for you, or like, I'll go turn it in for you. And some of it was benign. Is that accurate?
It's possible. We don't know. Basically, the questions were fraudulent activities, but it's possible in some cases they didn't necessarily know. For example, we asked people if they filled out a ballot for could be a family member.
Right.
And maybe some people think that's okay.
Right.
That, like a mail-in ballot.
So that was your poll about the 2020 general election, but you guys have a poll that just recently came out that shows that 28% of all voters say that they would engage in at least one kind of illegal voting practice in order to help their preferred candidate win the 2024 election.
Right. Yeah. So this poll, what we did was very similar to the poll about 2020. We asked people, here's a bunch of situations. If given the opportunity in this particular situation, would you take it in order to help your candidate win? Unlike with the other poll that we did, this one was incredibly specific and pretty obvious that we're asking you about illegal activity.
You're going to engage in illegal activity. Yeah. Do you do it or not?
Like for example, one of the questions we asked was, would you change a friend or family member's ballot without their knowledge? Would you throw out a friend or family member's ballot without them knowing about it? Would you vote in 2 states? Things like that. So things that people obviously know, okay, I shouldn't be, changing my wife's ballot. It's probably not okay.
Right.
And yeah.
Probably not good for a marriage either.
Yeah, probably not. Hopefully she doesn't find out. 28% of voters said yes to at least one of those questions that we asked. And that's an incredibly staggering number. And it was basically equal Republicans and Democrats, which is also really stunning. Yeah. And when you apply those numbers to what happened in 2020, that would be the difference between one candidate winning or losing, right? Now, what's really, really important for people to understand is that because Joe Biden in the 2020 election, and we're expecting this to happen in 2024 as well, relied much more heavily on mail-in balloting than Donald Trump did, even if the fraud is equal on both sides, it actually would benefit Biden significantly more because there's just way more mail-in ballots on his side, right? So if you take those numbers, you apply to 2020, all you would need is maybe 4-5% of ballots to be thrown out, even if the fraud was equal for Democrats and Republicans, and Trump would have won, not Biden. Yeah. So it shows you how important a number like 28% is. And it also tells you how screwed up America is.
Right.
Because if people are willing, if a quarter of people are saying, yeah, I'll cheat to win, I'll do anything to win. How can you have a republic? We're literally throwing presidential candidates in jail, former presidents in jail, and we're saying, yeah, if given the chance, I'll cheat.
Right.
We're in huge trouble.
Some could say we're screwed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. We were joking earlier when Stu said, you seem like you're nervous. And I'm like, yeah, of course I'm nervous. But I mean, in all seriousness, I went with our documentary team to Michigan, and we filmed a documentary talking about how the left could potentially steal the election this go around. And it was very shocking to me to talk about the vast number of dead people that are on the rolls in Michigan that the Secretary of State knows about and refuses to do anything about. We're talking about mail-in ballots and how they are, George Soros is infiltrating the Secretary of State positions in some of these states to try to get people in there to circumvent, making sure that our elections are clean, that our voter rolls are clean. And so it really is very scary to me when you look into this and you look at how many states, particularly the swing states, how many swing states do you feel confident about that the election will be secure? Michigan? I don't. Arizona? Under Katie Hobbs?
Nope.
I don't, right? And you go through the list and it's just like, these places, a lot of them have not done anything. I know Georgia did, but these places have not done anything a lot of times to secure the next election. And it is really scary to me. I think it's something that a lot of people, particularly in these swing states, need to be aware of.
Yeah, without a doubt. And that was the thing. We focused on questions in these polls, which are primarily centered around mail-in ballots.
Yeah.
And the vast majority of states still allow widespread, no excuse, mail-in balloting. And when you're talking about someone stealing someone's ballot or something to fill it out, that's one thing. That's not that common probably. But I actually think, based on the survey results we have about the 2020 election and the 2024 election, that the most common form of voter fraud is probably people just within the home voting for each other, stealing their, maybe changing your wife's vote because you don't agree with it or something like that. And there's almost no way to catch that. Yeah. And so you can never going to find that in an investigation.
Yeah. Or what about, I know we have to take a break here real quick, but what about people who, because we ran into this in our investigation, people who receive a resident who no longer lives there, they receive a ballot from someone who no longer lives there. It's like, oh, look at this. It's a ballot that just came to my house that I can just fill out for this person and send in. And they're not checking signatures. So then how do you prove it? So a lot of messed up stuff. But I'm glad that the Heartland Institute is doing really great work and, uncovering this, because obviously kind of important and essential to a republic to make sure that our elections are free and secure. Just saying. If you like this clip and you want to see the full episode, click here. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, come on, you do. Click here.